Do you know what? It was easier me just coming on. I was going to actually make a video today. Let me turn this music down just a little bit. I think it's a bit too loud. So today, I was actually going to make a video. I decided to just stream it because it's proper wound me up. I was watching one of my favorite creators, Simon B1471, and he was talking about how he was actually banned by one of the Gamechangers because of the things he had to say. So, you know, I just thought I want to talk about that today. I'm going to actually put it on intermission. Hold on. Because this is where I want it to be. It makes it a bit more personal. We can have a chat. So I want to talk about EA Gamechangers, primarily Gamechangers from the Battlefield community, and how I personally think they're fakes and cowards. Like I say, I was going to make a video about it and do all the editing, blah, 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 blah. Couldn't be bothered, so I thought I'd just come on and live stream it and just say exactly what I think. Like I say, I was watching Simon, one of his videos, and I'm liking his new format, to be honest. I like the way he's doing more of a sort of commentary video set just recently, and I'm really enjoying it. So I was watching one of his videos, and he's finally been banned by one of the EA Gamechangers, probably the top shill, and we'll talk about and name him shortly. What's disappointing me at the moment about the Gamechangers is some of them I actually had respect for, and I've totally lost respect. I used to stick up for certain big content creators that are part of the Gamechanger community, and I can't do it anymore. You know, I'm just going to say it as it is. And like I say, I was going to make a video, but I just want to say it as it is, live. It's wound me up a little bit. So anyway, because we have been watching and playing Battlefield 2042, and I had so much hype for this game. I was bigging it up. I thought it'd be brilliant. I played the beta. I expected it to be a lot better. You know, I forgave them because of the way the beta is. But I just can't. And what bothers me, and look, let me say something just before I start talking about this. You want to defend these people. Anyone out there and says, look, Devlin, you're wrong. They never said that. They were saying, you know, it was a bad game right from the beginning. No, they didn't. Before I go into this, believe me, these people, and some of them that I'll probably mention, do not care about you. They're not going to look at you and say, look, that's my buddy. He's a good guy, and I like this guy because he stuck up for me. They do not care a jot for you. Okay, so Battlefield 2042 is an absolute mess. I hyped it up. You know, said how good I think the game's going to be, how much hype I had to use it on my channel, what, you know, I could involve my community, and it's an absolute mess. And like I say, I played the beta, and I forgave them, you know, the bugs, because it is a beta. You've got to play it as it is. It was an alpha, it was a beta. I don't give a flying fuck. I actually was in the original playtest of the game, and you know what? Like I say, I forgave them. The game's an absolute mess. But there's Gamechangers out there, the likes of Westy, the likes of Jack Frags, the likes of Stoddy, the likes of Broker Machine, all said this game was great. All said this game was absolutely fantastic until the community, the majority of the community, said this game wasn't what we were promised, because it wasn't. And these people that you out there look up to, like I say, your Westy, Studies, Jack Frags, and Jack Frags is one of the names that I'm mentioning that I used to really like, used to really respect. I never put him in this category. I always used to say, you know, and Jack Frags usually says, you know, how it is, and he's too big for EA to bully about. Well, he's not. It seems he's not, because all these people said what a great game this is when they played it beforehand, like myself. I actually said, I did actually say it was bad. It was in a bad way, but I said how good it was, how good it looked. But very, very shortly, and before it was actually out there on open release, especially when we got the game was officially released, but for people who pre-ordered, we got it a little bit sooner, or people got it for whatever reason, we got it a little bit sooner, and I basically at that point said, this game is just not good enough. This is not a good game, and I don't care what you actually say out there. These people that are going to try and stick up for Westy, try and stick up for Jack Frag, Stoddy, the Broker Machine, they all said this game is marvellous. They all said this game is absolutely brilliant. Well, it's not. It wasn't. It never was. It might get there. I do think, I have optimisms that I think the game could get there. These Game Changers deceived you. These Game Changers are fake and they are cowards. You know why I say they're fake? Because they only do it for money. They only do it for more subscribers. They don't actually do it for you when you become a subscriber. They do not actually care about you out there. They also did it for money because they know they will get money if they get people, obviously, watching their videos. They didn't get people watching their videos, and then suddenly Battlefield 2042 is the worst game out there. It could do with more work. They would have been happy to wait. 1 to 8 players is just too many. And it is. I was looking forward to 128 players, but it is too much. The maps are bare. There's too much open space, and 64 players with smaller maps would be better. These people, and all you need to do is go back, unless they've deleted the videos, all you need to do is go back and see how they say how good this game was. This game was never good. Like say, I hyped it up. I thought it was going to be better. I gave them a bit of leeway because I was playing a beta at the time, and obviously, thought they would get it better by release. They were so far forward with the game. Everything was absolutely fine. The development of the game was on point, and when it's released, it's going to be something perfect. Well, it wasn't. And these people initially, while people were still thinking, should I buy Battlefield 2042? Is it a good game to buy? These people that I've mentioned, and I'll do it again, Westy, Jack Frags, the likes of Stoddy, the Broker Machine, that idiot Squid G, they were all saying this is a fantastic game. And while I mentioned Squid G, comes on his streams and say, again, get off Dicey's back and stop doing this and stop doing that and stop criticising because it'll never get better. It should have never been in this state at the beginning. This is a AAA studio, a AAA game with AAA prices. This game should not be like this. And for the people that, come at me because of the way that I react against the developers of Insurgency Sandstorm, see, I still do it with my favourite franchise. If developers are not doing things that they should be doing for the community, I will call them out, regardless what it is, regardless what game it is, who it is, I don't care. These Game Changers are leading you up the garden path for one thing: money. They are cowards because they do what they are told by EA. I don't care what anyone says. And they are fakes because they don't do it for you out there. They do it for the money. They do it for the subscribers and for, getting watch time or whatever on YouTube, Twitch, wherever they stream, wherever they put their videos. And like I've just had Knee there on the chat, he just said Battlefield 2042 is currently on sale. It's actually got a free weekend, I think, Knee. Yeah, it's actually on sale. This is a AAA game that people 5 minutes ago have paid full price for, and it's already on sale. I think quicker than Battlefield 5 ever became on sale. It's an absolute fucking joke. you should, as you know, subscribers, not just mine, subscribers of any of these people, you should be calling these people out now. I thought you said that was a brilliant game. I thought you said this game was worth the buy. I thought you said that, you know, Battlefield is the greatest thing since sliced bread, because that, in effect, at the beginning, is what they actually said. Am I pissed off? Yes, I'm pissed off. And like I say, I was watching some of Simon B1471 videos, and I watched one this morning, and he's totally right. And you know, the thing is that the likes of Westy, which, you know, is like a petulant child, Westy. If you say something that he does not agree with, or criticize something that he said, or pull him up about something that he's probably said in the past, you know what his action is? Is to block you. Is to block you off Twitter. He's done it with me. I've been blocked by Westy for, you know, a couple of years now, because I've called him out for being a shill. And I know it's old words, and I know that, you know, everyone calls him a shill, and, you know, he's boring. But he is. Westy is a shill. Jack Frags has become a massive shill. And I thought, like I said before, I thought that Jack Frags was too big for EA to bully about. Jack Frags is now at that point where he is just doing it for money. You notice with Jack Frags, and I used to like him, and I used to, honestly, I used to defend him all the time, even when I was talking in videos like this. And I used to say, well, Jack Frags is one of the ones that doesn't really shill out, and he doesn't, you know, say what EA want him to. It is becoming like that. Jack Frag, all you hear Jack Frag's doing now is, don't forget to support me. I get a little knockback if you buy some of this shitey content, be it from Battlefield, be it from Warzone, Call of Duty. He's always got to push that in. He's like, oh, you know, I love my community. Oh, by the way, don't forget to use Jack Frags at the end of any purchase that you make for Poxy Cosmetics. The Broken Machine. I used to really, really like Broken Machine, and he's a fantastic content creator when it comes to actually playing the game. I think he plays on the PlayStation. I used to really like his content, but soon as he was embraced by that clique community, he's now, you know, swimming in the same sea as these people. He's in the same boat as these people. He's doing exactly the same. Study, to be honest, doesn't do it on their sort of level, but he still does it. There's one in the clique that's a game changer, and he's had a rise in subscribers, and you know, his content is really good. It's Tomographic. I don't mind him, because he is not as fierce as the others in defending a game because he thinks that he has to. I don't mind Tomographic, actually. But I'm actually pleading with you at this moment in time. Please do not listen anymore to these silly game changers. They are fakes and they are cowards. They say what EA wants them to say, because they're all saying the same. They all say the same thing, and you'll find that their videos all come out at the same time. So they're under, you know, some sort of NDA or whatever, or they're, you know, they're scripted to say what the, you know, EA needs them to say. But as soon as that sort of grace period is over that EA get with these people, then they're turning around and saying the game is not where it's supposed to be. And when they get called out for this, they are blocked off the Twitter. And Westy's the worst for it. He's a coward. He cannot engage with these people, such as myself, such as Simon B, such as Steve McQueen, and answer what we are saying to him. I've never seen anyone get over aggressive with these people, and you know, the first thing that he does is start blocking people. You are a child, Westy. You are a shill, and you are a coward and a fake when it comes to the Battlefield franchise. And like I say, did you think, you know, so subscribers of theirs out there that might want to come at me, by all means do it. I'll converse with you. I don't mind. If you think I am saying something wrong, you go and try to, you know, answer a question that Westy might put on his Twitter. You know, converse with him on his videos. because he will just totally ignore you. Now, if you ask a question and one of his community ask a question, i.e. one of the Game Changers or one of the bigger content creators, boomf, he will reply to them. He doesn't care. Jack Frags doesn't really care. Stoddy doesn't really care. All they care about is money and becoming more popular. But I think it's going to start backfiring on them now, because they did it on Battlefield V and they've done it on this game, and people now are starting to get wise. People say to me, Devlin, why don't you give up? Because all you seem to do is moan about games, or you complain about, people like Game Changers. Why don't you stop? Or, they've said this to me years and years ago. But everything that I've been saying, everything that Simon B has been saying is all coming to pass now. It's all happening. You need to stop listening to these people. Also, I think that, even a couple of months into playing the game, forget about hours that you've played, forget about, you've had the game for a week and you're liable to refund it. You should get a good couple of months to see if your game that you've paid good money for is worth what they told you it was going to be. It's absolute nonsense that, game companies now can get away with this. I'm just going to go back to the chat. So Nini said, yeah, it's free to play for the weekend and it's 34% off. Already 34% off. The gold edition is 23% off at 62 quid in British money. And the Ultimate Edition is 19% off at £81 for a game that's pretty much fucked at the moment. I hate to say it, and I know this video will probably get taken down being on a live stream. Actually, Twitch already warned me because I couldn't put fake or coward in the description, because that's what it was going to be. The words that you're not allowed to use as your title, so I had to change it. So Gavin Watson, I wouldn't dare buy this game for £10 in its current state. Mate, I wouldn't give you a quid for it. I actually got the game, because I do actually subscribe, and I know I'm sort of contradicting myself here, but I think the EA Origin package that I pay for every year is worth it. Because I get all the Battlefield games and I get certain games, for free. And I actually got this game for nothing on the Game Pass Pro. Cost me about 90 quid a year. And I think for the content that you actually do get, it's a pretty good deal, to be honest. And I shouldn't really, and I don't like the fact that I'm supporting them. And Nini said, last one just at the moment, complaining about games is what causes change. And I'm going to go through here now the Game Changers program, and this is the official EA Game Changers program, just for what you've said there, Nini, because that's what they say, but that's not what happens, bottom line. So I'm going to go through here, and I do apologise if I seem to be getting very animate this morning. It's just that, I'm getting sick and tired of it. There's, a lot of people out there that have paid damn good money for this, and then it's already on sale. You've been, misled by a community that you should be able to trust, and you think that as, they've got the best information. I do apologise for getting a little bit angry or animated, but I'm saying it as I want to say it, because I was actually going to make a video, going to do, proper editing and that, but I thought, what, bollocks to it. I'm just going to come on and say what I think. So anyway, Game Changers Community Partnership Program from EA. Game Changers is EA's community partnership program that fuses content creators and expert players directly into the game development process, enabling early collaboration feedback for improvements. We also empower innovative storytelling by granting creators early access to gameplay capture. So let me go through that. So it's a community partnership, the elite choice of people, because it used to be, you had the Dice Friends program, which is actually cancelled now. But I thought that these people were in effect sort of voted in. The people that in the community wanted these people to be game changers. Anyway, So it says there, fuses content creators and expert players directly into the game development process, enabling early collaborative feedback. Yes, you might say that, EA. You might have your game changers that you say are doing that. That is absolute rubbish, because you'd never get a game like Battlefield 5. You'd never get a game like Battlefield 2042 if that was the actual case. I think that is absolute rubbish. They are scripted to what they can say, what they want to say, and what they will say, because it completely changes when I say, like I said before, I think they get some sort of grace period that they can, they have to say what EA says or what they're scripted to say. Either say this or don't say anything at all. And I think when the grace period is over, this is where they see what the community's reaction is to this game or any other game that they bring out. And then they go, let's get on the bandwagon. No one seems to like it, so I'll therefore be the fucking same. And I'll say that I don't really like the game. So that's why I'm saying that they're cowards, and that's why I'm saying that they're fakes, because that's what I believe. So EA's Game Changer mission is to put our community at the center of everything we do by providing one-of-a-kind access and experiences. So I can't fault that, because the bottom line is they do get access that the likes of you out there, me, and the normal proper community out there gets. They put there's certain elite few, and I don't even think all the game changers get a chance to do this, in all fairness. And that's the honest truth. It's a select people. It's your Westies who fucked off to Warzone and Call of Duty. It's your Jack Frags who fucked off to Warzone and Call of Duty. Same with Stoddy. Same with the likes of Stone Mountain. Same with all these big ones. And they've gone back. You know why? Because that's where the money is. And you know why? Because they don't genuinely care about the Battlefield community. They will try and make you think that they do, but they don't. All they care about is what they can put in their pocket. So let's go further down. We help creators tell amazing stories. EA has some of the most iconic games in the world, which they do. They have FIFA, which is all going tits up at the moment. They have Battlefield, which used to be my favorite franchise. I'll probably have to step back and say it still is my favorite franchise, because my favorite games are Battlefield games. Battlefield 3 was crap. Battlefield 2042 was crap. But having said that, Battlefield 4 was crap when it first came out, and they did fix it, and it ended up being my favorite game. However, this game is an absolute mess, and the money that people have had to pay for this game, now it's on sale at 35% off. Now it's a free weekend, and it's not even 5 minutes. The game is not even 5 minutes old, and they're already having to reduce the price. Also, have you seen the views? The views are absolutely terrible. At points, Battlefield 5 at this moment in time is getting more concurrent players than Battlefield 2042. Going back to something that Westy said, he said, recently, and this is why one of my pals pulled him up about it, and that's why he got banned off Twitter, SimonB1471. He actually pulled Westy up when Westy actually just recently said, get rid of 128 players, make the maps a wee bit smaller, and put it back to 64 players. Simon called him out about this. He called him out, and then he actually, blocked him off Twitter. And this is what they do, because they don't like criticism. They don't like you calling them out. They don't like you going against anything that they say. So their easy way out is to just block you. Like I say, I've been blocked by Westy for about 2 years now, and it's an absolute fucking cop-out. Nee said, well, complaining about games sometimes works. Just look at Halo 4, then 5, then Infinite. They took in the criticism, and they made it a way better game. Totally agree, Nee. Totally, absolutely, utterly agree with you. If the likes of, Halo can look and say, look, we didn't do right about the community. We're going to make it better, which they did. And Halo Infinite, I think, is one of the single best shooters out on the market at this moment in time. You know what? It's absolutely free. They don't have to pay AAA prices. People can play this game, apart from the campaign, for absolutely nothing. £0, $0, 0 yen. They don't have to pay for this game. Yet Battlefield 2042 put out a dumpster fire, and you're paying AAA prices. It's an absolute disgrace, and I am going to call it out, and I am going to call these game changers out. And like I say, I do apologise for being a bit animated at the moment. It's just done my fucking nut in that these people saying this is an absolutely fantastic game. It's absolutely brilliant. Therefore, making people that might only have enough money to buy one game before Christmas, or might be buying this game for a gift or a Christmas present, and it turns out to be crap. And then they turn around afterwards and say it was crap. It's not right. You are cowards and you are fakes. So, Nini, I petitioned to change the channel name to Chad Grandpa. You know what? Maybe I will. But I'm actually making another channel that I'm going to do a bit of a commentary one on. And I've not set it up properly. I've called it Discuss with Devlin. And I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff like this, but not just about the gaming world. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'll make sure that I start putting that on, advertising it on the stream. So, I am definitely going to be getting people coming back saying, no, Westy's brilliant, and he said the game was bad, and he was calling out the developers. No, he wasn't. Not at the beginning. No, he was not. He said this game is great. He said 128 players was great. And as someone, as Westy and Jack Frags and all these other people that I've mentioned, their stature within the community, people believe this shit. People listen to them, and they will buy on them saying that this is a good game. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. We train and invest in creators. You mean you pay creators to make videos for you with the sponsored by EA Gamechangers logo on the video. That's what you do. But EA believes in supporting our game changers and helping them achieve their goals. Each year we host the training events where hundreds of creators come together with our friends from Facebook, YouTube and Twitch to learn the latest techniques, trends and best practices for content creation, editing, live streaming and more. In addition, we offer multiple opportunities to create sponsored content and collaborate with teams and partners across EA. We also love to spotlight and promote content from Game Changers on our social channels to share those creations with the world. Do you know what? What you do, EA, is you do actually sponsor these people. You do put them on your social channels. Therefore, they will get the views. Therefore, they will be highlighted and more people will be watching them. Therefore, they will make more money. How about you go away and look at some of the other channels that do content for you, smaller channels, and give them a chance. Highlight them on your social media. Because I am getting sick and tired of it. You put one out the other day. This is gameplay from some of our community. Bottom line, it was Jack Frags and some of the higher up content creators. And I actually called you out about this, EA. I actually said, holy shit, or something like that. Holy shit, I thought this was going to be something good. You've gone out there, you've looked at some of the content creators that are making Battlefield moments and stitching that together. What you did was put your favorite content creators in a montage and then said that was your community. That's not the community. That's your content creators. That is people that you want. That is people that you highlight. Not people that we may want to see. We may want to see the little guy out there who's got himself featured on one of your social media platforms. I would have applauded you for that. But you don't do that. All you do is promote the bigger people. You're not telling me there's game changers out there that are not as big as the people that I keep mentioning that you could have mentioned, that you could have highlighted on your social media, because there is. So Gavin Watson said Infinite is a return to full form content for absolutely nothing. Totally agree with you, mate. Battlefield 2042 is just as expensive with no campaign. Exactly. Less maps, less game modes, and practically no weapons. Just play BF4. You know what, Gavin? Totally agree with you, mate. BF4 was my favourite, and I do go back to it, and I haven't installed it, but you know, I've got a decent line there. I've got 1 gig internet. So you know what? I'm going to download that, and the next game I'm going to stream, I promise you, is Battlefield 4. Going back to Battlefield 4. And I know it was a mess when it came out. Excuse me. I'm getting an indigestion because I'm getting that annoyed. And I know that it was a mess when it first came out. But do you know what? It's a great game now. And I am hoping that for 2042. But you're right, Gavin. There's, 2 game modes, unless you play Portal. The grind for new weapons, the amount that they said anyway, is an absolute nightmare. And the stupid challenges are getting on my nerves. And, the Christmas fucking cosmetics are getting on my nerves. But yeah, Gavin, totally agree. In my case, for 2042, I didn't have a weapon for like 90% of the beta. I didn't even have arms or proper eyes. You know what? And it's not far off different. It is getting better. It is getting better. To be honest, I had a good experience, and I tried to have a good experience. I've actually made my own server in Portal, and it's just infantry only. Because I think the vehicles are far too overpowered, so I've made one that's just infantry only. And there is a lot of running about, but I have so much playing it. I've had a few people come on. The majority is bots because to keep the server open, I've put bots on it. I'm sure if you search when I'm on it, the Restless Natives, you'll find it. It's infantry only. Stealth, how you doing, mate? Really nice to see you. Thanks for coming on last night. Sorry, I think I was still in shock last night after the motorcycle accident. Bikes are right off, by the way, and I do apologise. It wasn't a brilliant stream last night, and I really appreciate you coming along to help me out, because I think I was actually still in shock last night. I had a few whiskies. I didn't have many, and I actually felt a little bit drunk, and I wasn't. I think that was just the shock, to be honest. But still, Slicer agrees with Gavin there. Better won't let the point of skill-based matchmaking in Infinite's casual playlist. Gavin Watson, oh yeah, Infinite skill-based matchmaking is a plague. And Nini, damn, maybe I could have a weapon for 60% of the game. And do you know what? The mess that Battlefield 2042 is in at the moment, sort of highlights a certain amount of conceit. Maybe conceit's a bit of a hard word, but the amount of conceit that they have for the community. Tom Henderson, which I don't agree and believe, a lot of things that he said, but he was saying this game, when we thought it was like 3 years in development, it actually wasn't. It was about 15 months, and you can see it. You can see it with this game. The amount of time that I think that they invested in this game was not what they actually said. So anyway, I'm going to go a bit further down. Actually, the media, I'm not, because it's going to do my heading looking at it. But yeah, I'm going to stand by what I say. I think EA Gamechangers are fakes. I think there are cowards, and not all of them, because like I say, and people that should be highlighted on EA's media, on DICE's media, or Ripple Effect, whatever they're called now, and Battlefield's media, should be the lower ones, should be the ones that haven't got the massive channels. Give them a chance. Not because we're sick and tired. Well, I personally am sick and tired of, the bigger content creators out there. And like I say, I was a big fan of Jack Frags. Even weeks ago, I was saying, Jack's not the same. He is. He's exactly the same. That, and the biggest is Westy, obviously. But they are all the same. They literally do not care about the actual community. All they care about, and I keep saying it, and it's probably doing your fucking head in, that all they care about is the money. All they care about is being popular within their own community. For Jack Frags, also, I don't know if you've seen recently, more so on Warzone, Jack Frags, the amount of time that he plays or collaborates with Westy, I think they've been told by EA that they've got to by Activision that they've got to collaborate. And, you know, they come back to Battlefield, and I knew, and I've actually spoke to people about this, I knew that as soon as they seen this game in the state it was, and you know, saw that they're not going to get the views and therefore the money of Battlefield 2042, shot straight back to Warzone. Shot straight back there, where the money is, where their new audience is. So Battlefield, Gamechangers, the community that follow these people, you shouldn't believe these people. You really shouldn't. Because if another game came out that made more money than they can make on Warzone, I guarantee you 100% they would all jump off, flock over to that game. And all the people that watch them because of the Warzone videos would therefore not care to them anymore if they could find a different game that they could play. So Stel said, I think I was still in shock. Mate, you were more sober on some of our drunk streams than you were last night. Glad you're back on an even keel today, though. Bounced back well, it seems. It really shocked me. I'll read these out and I'll tell you exactly what actually happened to me last night. Like I say, bike's gone. Bike's an absolute write-off. But Nee said, if anyone wants an active, good Battlefield game, Battlefield 4 is 35 quid right now, which is currently £2 more expensive than 2042, as that is on sale. However, it's arguably worth it. I don't think it's arguably, Nee. I think Battlefield 4 is far superior to Battlefield 2042. And honestly, I've got to say this, I still have high hopes for Battlefield 2042. At this moment in time, it's absolute crap. Battlefield 2042 is going back on this machine. I'm telling you now, it's going back on this machine. Anyway, so I'll just while I'm here, I'll tell you exactly what happened last night. So I'm going home from work, ready for the weekend, ready to do my stream, and there's a bit of a wonky junction where I turn into. So this junction is on a bend, and I turn into it every night. So I was ready to turn left into this junction, and for anyone who came up and didn't actually know the road, it's a really narrow road, and it looks like the left and right lanes are for turning left and right, when it's not. In the UK, we drive on the left, obviously. The left lane is for turning left and right. The right lane, the left lane, as I was coming to it, the right lane to them, is for us on the left lane to turn in on the left. So this lady, bless her, as I was getting ready to turn in, she'd actually pulled out into the right lane for her, the left lane for me, and I was basically on my motorcycle going straight at her. So I had to flip the bike round, push it off me, because that's, you know, you see it if you look at people, the motorcyclists, you search for crashes and you see the racing motorcyclists, when they come off, the bike goes under them. So my bike had gone under it. I watched it spinning round, 20, 30 feet ahead of me. I'd slid, I was spinning, literally spinning and spinning it. I was waiting for my head to smash on something, because I was seeing, the posts at the junction. I thought I was going to smash my head, and then suddenly I stopped. And I stood up. I thought, I need to check for broken bones. My leg's really sore, my hip's really sore. My arm is so sore at the moment. I don't know, you probably can't see it. It's useless me actually showing you. And I stood up and I thought, I've literally no broken bones. I had my camera on, which didn't work when I came back home to try and download the footage. It didn't work, so obviously that's broken as well. So I stood up. She'd actually drove away, and I basically said, "Where the F are you going?" So she turned around. She wasn't actually driving away. She was turning. At this junction, there's two sort of junctions straight together. So she'd parked herself up there, and she called the police. She came over. I said, "Love, you just drove into me." She said, "Oh, I didn't know. And she was in shock. I just made sure she was all right. Guy across the road actually turned around and said, "Are you okay, mate?" I said, "Mate, she pulled out right in front of me." He said, "I've seen everything." So I asked him, could I get his number? He gave me his number, so obviously I could deal with the police. Another guy and this chap that came over pulled my bike, or what's left of it, and to the side of the road. And the lady said she'll phone the police, said if you could, because I need to phone home. So, because I didn't actually know at that point how hurt I was. So anyway, she'd phoned the police, and within literally 2 minutes, the police had come. I think they were just passing by, so they came in, asked us what happened. The ladies admitted she was at fault. And so my bike's a write-off. I was very, very lucky. I woke up this morning, I think, like Stealth has said, I only had a few whiskies last night, but it sounded and looked as if I was totally drunk out of my head. I actually think I was really in shock. So I'm really, really lucky because I felt myself spinning. I watched my bike spinning away. I wasn't doing a massive speed, but as you know, you're coming off a motorcycle, be it, it's a 40 road that, so usually at 40, maybe I don't even think I was doing 40. Because of the road, you can just basically go, you can just turn into it. But one thing I'll say, pro tip for any motorcycle people out there, don't cheap out on your clothing. I had Triumph clothing on, the armoured trousers, armoured tops. I've got a decent helmet. Please do not cheap out on motorcycle gear, because you know, even though I am hurt, motorcycle gear will never save a broken bone. It will, you know, not stop you getting a banged head or whatever, but you know what, you'll keep your skin. Because my coat is actually ripped all the way down the side, the arms hanging off of the coat, the arm is still in there, and it's only like rubber foam, but you know, my arm would have been basically ripped to pieces. Don't cheap out on motorcycle gear. So that's what happened to me last night. That's why I was probably out of sorts yesterday on the stream. And Stealth Slicer, God bless you, mate, you helped me out on that. Nini said the bike is in a better state than 2042. Do you know what? My bike's a write-off, so it actually says how bad of a state that Battlefield 2042 is in at the moment. But it's not helped. It really isn't helped by Gamechangers. Do you know what? It should be scrapped. Things like Gamechangers for me should be scrapped altogether. Like they scrapped Dice Friends because they knew it was absolutely pointless. Absolutely pointless. The Gamechangers doesn't work. Dice Friends didn't work because it just then therefore becomes a little clique of these people that get featured, leaving even other Gamechangers, but smaller ones, out of the loop. They might go to these events, they might get, you know, the game early access, but they are not featured like EA said. Being a game changer, you'll get featured on your social media. You never see it happen. All you see that's featured is the bigger content creators. Stealth Slicer only in Scotland. Intense Battlefield theme. No jokes aside, this stuff is all too common. If you're ever on the road, car or bike, please take care and be safe. Totally agree with you, mate. I'm actually, even though I'm a motorcyclist, I don't speed along. If it's 30, I'll be at 29. I really do keep to the speeds. I might be a bit hot-headed. I might say things that, I want to say. I might jump into things a bit too quick. But when it comes to safety on the road, please be careful, like Stel said. But I thinking about it now, now I've woke up and I'm aching and I'm bruised and, my pride's a bit hurt. I'm thinking how lucky I was, because, crashes like that, you can end up literally, passing. And certainly at the lowest, broken bones. And all I've got is hurt pride. I'm limping a bit. My leg's really sore. My arm is really sore. But you know what? I'm still here. And for a crash like that, I'm telling you, it could have been a lot worse. My bike actually stopped at the lady's 4x4 bloody Range Rover, of all things. So anyway, she was fine. She was shocked and she was a bit upset, but she was fine. If you're on a bike, as Devlin says, get yourself some good gear, armour, and if you're in a car, check, and check again before you do anything. Totally agree. Oh, so it was split. Yeah, so please don't cheap out. That's one thing, because I have got cheap jackets. Like I have a summer jacket I think I only paid about 50 quid for. And I don't think it's the best armour, but, lucky I've got a few Triumph, which is an old British bike make. They make actually new bikes, and they're beautiful looking bikes. But a company called Triumph, and I know their gear, my boots are Triumph, and I know their gear is top of the range. And you know what? It could have been an awful lot worse last night. So I'm happy actually to be here, to be able to talk about Game Changers. So, do you know, there's bound to be people out there, if you want to leave in the comments, if you think I'm talking absolute rubbish because I've had a go at your favourite game changer, please let me know. I will converse with you. I will interact with you, and, I'll try and put my case forward. But I honestly do believe that these game changers are a waste of time. They're in EA's pocket. They say what they have to say and not what they want to say. But when things are actually over and they can begin to say what they say, they look at what the community's reaction is to the game, and then they go with that because they think, that's the way. We don't want to upset the community. Do you think they care about you? No, they don't care about you. Game Changers, Dice Friends, any program like this just doesn't work. Not in this day and age anyway. And I think that, like I was saying before, I think you should be given a lot more time to be able to refund your money when you have a product that you were promised, because we were promised so much for Battlefield 2042, that you are able to refund your money. And you should be given a lot more time, because if you bought something physical, you bought a car, they said it's got this, and this, and it came with this and this, you would take it back and say, give me my money back. Or you could, do something legal to be able to get your money back, or get the product that you were promised on release of the car. And we should, as gamers, be able to do that as well. We should be able to say, this isn't what you promised us. This isn't the game that you promised us. I want my money back. And you should be able to get your money back. I'm quite surprised that, sometimes I'll see the Battlefield Twitter or the EA Twitter going on how good this is and how good that is, and look at this new content that we've got in Battlefield at the moment and how good Battlefield 2042 is. Do you think the community is stupid? Because it's not. And then we asked, we're constantly, the content creators out there that may not be massive, people like myself, and we're saying, give us 64 player modes, give us smaller maps, and let us play Battlefield how we know, or how we used to play Battlefield games. And then they say to us, well, there's 64 game modes, it's for a limited period only. Absolute rubbish. We want to play this game how we know how to play Battlefield. 64 players, maps are not as big as they are at the moment, places to hide, not some bloody desert for like 400 meters that, is a sniper's dream that can sit on the top of skyscrapers, and just snipers that we have to move in between points of totally open space. Absolute madness. And Kevin Watson, the big lesson from this game, Cyberpunk 2077, Fallout 76, No Man's Sky, and many others, is that you should not pre-order these things. Totally agree, mate. If this makes developers comfortable about the game's success, totally agree. But No Man's Sky, again, there's another one, No Man's Sky, and that's why I have got a bit of optimism for Battlefield 2042. Apparently, No Man's Sky is a great game at the moment. It was an absolute mess when it first came out, but I believe No Man's Sky is a great game at the moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I never invested in that game. I never got involved. I seen, the uproar about it. Bottom line, it just wasn't what people were promised. But apparently it's a great game at the moment. So it's Cyberpunk 2077, Christie Gaming Zone, another channel you should subscribe to. He was so hyped for Cyberpunk 2077, and he still says it's a mess. However, one of my other friends, I'm sure you've seen him in the chat, One Shot, a guy called Dave, is an old personal in real life friend. He loves Cyberpunk and said it's, again, a great game. Not sure if I totally believe that, Dave, but he's saying Cyberpunk is brilliant. Fallout 76, I've seen the uproar about that. But yeah, totally agree. I don't know how these companies can get away with this. They're just throwing any shite at us at the moment. I want 100 and plus pounds off you to buy the ultimate edition of this game, and there you go. There's a bag of shit that you can play till we decide that we want to update the game. A lot of people have said we could have waited another 6 months, and I do understand that there's so much pressure in getting a game out, and they've had an extra year, Ripple Effect and EA, an extra year to have development of this game up to standard. They laid it back for another month, but I think they needed another 12 an easy 12 months on this game to get this game where it should be. The Stealth Slicer at the end gunning of No Man's Sky, internet historian, amazing video, and really tells the story of how you go from shit show to a genuinely good game. Oh, nice one. Possibly people who want to see the progress of No Man's Sky maybe watch that video. Given Watson, No Man's Sky is better than it was, certainly. I think the improvements are a bit overblown, though. Like I say, mate, not a game I've invested in. It's just what I've watched from videos and read about. So, I can't really over-comment about that. Fair enough, not played it personally, only been able to get off what I've heard and seen. Same with me, Stealth. Basically, I can only look at what I've seen, because it's not a genre that I would personally play. I predominantly play first-person shooters, sometimes third-person. Not a massive fan, but I usually play first-person shooters. And Gavin's there said if you can get it for like 20 quid, then it's a pretty good chill game. I'm not into these because I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a crafting open world sort of game. It's not sort of games that I actually, again, invest in. They're so worried of offending anyone, they end up offering everyone. And do you know what? If anyone's out there who's not invested in Battlefield 2042 and you want to give it a go, it's a free weekend this weekend. It's actually on sale, I think 34-35% off, and this just shows you how much of a state this game is. If you've not, you're watching this video or you're watching a video such as this, having a go at Battlefield 2042, and you haven't bought the game, so you don't really know, and you're waiting for the game to get better, go and see what it's like, because it's now on a free weekend. So if you've not got the game, please go and look at the game, and you'll see what everyone's talking about, because people who've actually paid good money for the game are already in an uproar about it anyway. Davey Chronic has said they are so worried of offending anyone they end up offering. Actually offending everyone. I said that before. Sorry, Dave. Davey Chronic, imagine BF5 is the last good BF as we know it. I hated BF5, BFV, whatever you want to call it, Davey. I just didn't like it. I couldn't get the one good thing that I liked about BF5 is the actual gunplay, the gun mechanics. I thought that was absolutely fantastic, but that's about it. We were looking for something more Battlefield 4-esque. I think a lot of the community was saying that. But one thing I was saying, Davey Chronic, is that can you believe that Battlefield 5 at this moment is, well, the last time I looked, was getting more concurrent players than Battlefield 2042. Absolute madness. Absolute madness that can happen. like I said, it's coming up to 55 minutes of doing this. This was supposed to be a video. I sat down, I got myself annoyed this morning. Everyone's out of the house, so I thought I'm going to go make a video about Game Changers. I've done a couple before, and I've done, one or two personal ones about individual Game Changers. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go on, and I'm just going to stream it because I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't get my head round doing some editing. I couldn't get my head round of thought, I need to put this in the video, that in the video, and I just thought, fuck it. Just go on there, just go live and say exactly what you want to say. So Gavin's just said the movement was good. I got improvement too, but the slide was a bit too quick. And that's one of the things I was actually worried about 2042. You think the slide's bad in it now? You should have seen it in the play test that we did before the alpha. Then we did the alpha, then the beta, then the open beta. But the slide is not as severe as it used to be. And Davies just said there, I feel 2042 movement and gunplay is a step down from BF5. Apparently, Chronic, it's the same mechanic as BF5. Don't quote me, I'll have to look that up, but apparently I've heard it's the same mechanic as Battlefield 5. What's my thoughts on Arma 3? I've actually got it. I've got Arma. Again, I'm not into your mil sims. I like my, things like Squad. But Arma's although I do like it, I find that I'm walking about or running about or stealthing about much more than I'm in gunfights. Do I like it? Yes, Arma 3, definitely like it. It's a game that I do play. It's a game that I do own. I just sometimes get a bit bored to be walking for 15 minutes and then suddenly die from a sniper. But Arma, I'm okay with it, to be honest. More like a stumble than a slide. It probably is now. But look, all I'm going to say to finish off, because it's coming up to an hour, and I didn't plan on actually doing this video today, or this live stream. I was going to do a video, is that I've got maybe foolish optimism about Battlefield 2042. I hope and I think it can get better. They need to put in the base vanilla game, they need to put the game modes that we love. Smaller conquest, rush, team deathmatch, squad deathmatch. They need to put all the game modes that we're used to and what we expect from a Battlefield. And do you know what else? And I'm not going to shut up about this, and a lot of people in the community are not going to shut up about this. We need a scoreboard, not just a squad scoreboard. We need a scoreboard. We like to see how the other team's doing, as well as we like to see how we're doing within our team. I think that they should make the maps a little bit smaller, cut one or two things out, like the big spaces out of certain maps, and put it down to 64 players. But I just want to say thank you for the people that have took the time to come out and listen to my rant. I'm going to go downstairs and see how idiotic I look, because I was a bit animate when I first came on, because I'm passionate about this game. I'm passionate about the franchise, and I think people like the Game Changers, mainly the big ones. Some of the small ones are okay, but the bigger ones are fake. They are cowards, and they mislead you when it comes to especially a Battlefield game right at the beginning. If people are umming and ahhing if they should buy a Battlefield game, and then the thing they do is say, oh, this is an EA Game Changer, I will listen to what they say, and then the game turns out like Battlefield 2042 turned out. But like I say, I want to thank you for coming along and watching the stream. Hopefully we'll get some more in before Christmas. Do me a favor, if you're on Twitter, my handle is at DevlinTRN. I'm going to be asking people on Twitter, especially, to suggest things that they want me to do on the channel, be it a live stream, be it a video. If there's something you want me to discuss, at DevlinTRN on Twitter, please follow me on there, because I am going to start asking people to let me know what they want me to do videos. I just want to say thank you for coming along. I'm going to be putting it on the back soon, and that's pretty much it. I've done an hour of a stream today, and like I say, really appreciate it. Always support on the channel. And we need a Devlin rant series. Like say, the new channel, Discuss with Devlin, that's the name of it. I've not really set the channel up yet. I don't even know if it's live on YouTube, but it's called Discuss with Devlin. I'll especially be something like that, and that's one of the things I'm going to be asking for people to suggest. I was supposed to have launched it a few weeks ago. I was going to cover the Paul stroke Fury fight, but that went all tits up, so I'm going to have to get some more subjects. Just want to say thank you. Stream's going to be closing now. Done 1 minute, 5 seconds. Really appreciate you coming along. All the usual faces. Stealth again, thank you for last night. See you later, chaps.